So, why do we wear belts when lifting? Good question, and I think there's a lot of misconceptions on this. I think up near the top of the list, for some reason, people think that they're a safety device, that we're wearing them to protect our backs when we lift, and so then they'll see me or someone else wearing one while we bench press or do a row or something like that, and then they get very, very confused, right? Because they're like, you're not at risk of hurting your back doing this. Why are you wearing the belt? To which my reply would kind of be, if I wanted to be snide, and sometimes I'm like that, it's probably not the best approach. I would tend to say to them, well, I hope that's not why you're wearing one, because if you think it's going to protect your back while you're squatting and deadlifting, you're going to have problems. Like, you clearly don't know why we wear a belt. But, here's the thing. A lot of people don't. And it's not their fault. It's because no one's ever explained it to them. Well, I'm going to break it down in this video for you guys. Rather than be snooty with people, those of us who know these things, how about we educate people and help them? Now, for some of it, it does seem a bit obvious. You'll see the squats and the deadlifts, and you're like, okay, so you said it's about bracing your core, right? Because that is what it's about. Yeah, it's about bracing the core. They're like, okay, well, I get that. Okay, I see it on the squat. Yeah, you brace against it. It helps you maintain a better upright position. You can probably lift more weight more effectively, better transfer of the weight, because, again, you can maintain a better torso position with the core braced. Yeah, same thing on the deadlift. But then again, you guys have also seen me pull 605 without a belt. Right, I've done that in just clothes and pair of shoes, like shorts, t-shirt, and a pair of shoes. I pulled 605 on camera. It's like, okay, they see that, yeah, that makes sense, it's bracing. Like, but is that protecting the back? Not really. I don't think that it does. There's no real evidence that it's going to protect your back. Maybe, on the squat, maybe because you're less likely to, miss it through forward lean. Because if we miss a squat, how do we want to miss a squat? We want it to go straight down, right? If you miss a squat, you want to go straight into the pins. Now, I'm not going to get into the specifics of Olympic lifting and how they dump bars and stuff. Look, use safety pins when you squat. You miss it, you want to go straight down. You're less likely to hurt your back. And in theory, I could see a belt potentially helping with that. Why? Because it will help us maintain that better torso position so that if we fail, it's the legs that give out. And then they just kind of drop out from under us. But that's not really why we do it. And I think when someone sees me do a bench or an incline or something like that, it starts to make sense. You're like, okay, this is clearly not about standing. It's not about torso position. Although we could make that case for those other movements, we can make a case for recovery on that. I'll get to that in a minute. Why do we care about bracing? It's about neural drive. The same reason that when we grip a barbell, again, but I find a lot of people don't know this. When we grip a barbell as hard as we possibly can, right? It locks us into position. We're least likely to hurt our wrists. On a bench press, for example, we're least likely to hurt our shoulders that way, right? Basic lifting stuff. It locks your wrist into position. It's going to put it to where you get less shear stress on the shoulder at the bottom because it lets you stack everything, right? Hopefully we know this stuff. A lot of people don't. But that's why we grip the bar hard. One of the reasons, but the other reason is the neural drive. The harder you grip, the more force you can produce. Same reason you see people selling those bite devices like, oh, we found this study that, so we get better. But it works if you just clench your jaw anyways, which you should be doing. It's nothing to do with the device you're putting in your mouth. Same thing when you squeeze the bar as hard as possible. We get better neural drive. What does that mean? Better muscle fiber recruitment. We're stronger. Okay? We are flat stronger when we squeeze the holy hell out of the bar so hard that our hands almost bleed. It makes you stronger. You can produce more force. Your muscles produce more force because you get better neuromuscular response in them. Your nervous system drives harder. Okay, we're stronger. That includes our rep work. See where we're about to go with the belt? Causes an irradiation effect and it improves neuromuscular efficiency. We're stronger rep to rep. That means we get better muscle fiber recruitment, particularly on these big movements. Okay? What do you think a belt does? If you take a deep breath and you brace your abs against that belt, just like when you squeeze that bar, what happens? Better neural drive. Better neural drive. And it doesn't make you stronger through an external device. Like when people put on sleeves, wraps, things like that, that is using external force to lift more weight, right? Because you got an exoskeleton helping. With the belt, it is making your muscles contract harder, not pushing against a joint. Okay. Hopefully some light bulbs clicking for people. If we get better muscle fiber recruitment and we're stronger set to set, does that mean it may have the potential for more gains? Yes. Yes. Because we're having a more efficient set. We're using the muscles more effectively. We're recruiting them better. We should be squeezing the hell out of bars. We should be bracing our core. This is how we lift. The belt helps facilitate that. Now, could we also make the case for the higher intra-abdominal pressure on, say, the squatting, the deadlifting, the things like that? Could that cushion the spine more so that we get less technically less axial loading and less axial compression? Maybe. We know we can get better neural drive with the belt. Now, the other is a lot more hypothetical. And I'll go so far as to say that it is again, only hypothetical. I am unaware of any direct literature supporting this, but it's not a bad hypothesis since we know we're getting the other from the belt. The standing exercises, it may hypothetically facilitate slightly better systematic recovery. Or systemic recovery, I apologize. Maybe. But the reason we wear a belt is the higher neural drive. We recruit muscle fibers more efficiently, just like when we squeeze things hard and we brace everything hard, which we should be doing all of that. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.